Hello, I want to share with you a recipe for a sandwich filling which is fantastic for picnics, and it's super budget friendly too. It's going to feature a couple of legumes and seeds. So chickpeas, right now you can find these cans of chickpeas which give you a couple cups for just $1 each, combined with some raw sunflower seeds that I have soaked overnight so they actually get really moist. And when you soak sunflower seeds, if they're raw, you'll see that they start to sprout a little tail, which means you're working with a living food, which is so healthy for you. So in my food processor, which is about 30 years old, this Mullinix, I inherited it from my mother, and it's Mother's Day weekend coming up, so I like to think of her when I'm using it. I have half a can of rinsed, drained chickpeas, and I'm gonna add a half a cup of soaked sunflower seeds. Now you can take this filling two ways. You can kind of make it mock tuna salad if you add flavors like dill or seaweed, or you can kind of shift it to be a mock chicken salad if you lean more on garlic and parsley as your added seasoning. So, in my food processor, I have already added the chickpeas and some pickles. Last year I grew cucamelons and I pickled them. They're these itty bitty cukes, and they're gonna add some of that tangy flavor. Add in my sunflower seeds that have been soaked. And like I said, I used raw, so they don't really have a strong flavor. They're gonna pick up whatever flavor you put in there. And just like you would with a tuna or chicken salad, the add-ins that are so important are celery, onion, and maybe something for a little sweetness. So some people like carrot, I like orange pepper. And I'm actually gonna hang on and not add them just yet. I wanna get these kind of creamed together. So I'm gonna use the pulse setting. You could also do this with a potato masher if you don't have a tool like this. I just want to kind of break up the chickpeas so I don't have any whole chickpeas left. And that's looking pretty good. My sunflower seeds, it's okay if they're not that broken up because they've been soaked, they're nice and moist. So I'm going to add that to my bowl. And if you want a bit more of a creamy consistency, you just can pulse or mash a little bit further. And then here I have 2 stalks of celery chopped. I like that crunch, I wanted to maintain it, so I chopped it by hand. About 2 green or spring onions and half of a orange bell pepper. And it's really the celery I find that makes a terrific crunch and flavor into this sandwich filling. The pepper, whether you use red, orange, or yellow, adds some color. Same with green onion. You can substitute a little red shallot or red onion or sweet onion, your preference. If you don't really like onion, you can leave that out altogether. Now, because I'm taking this in a little more of a mock chicken, I'm gonna be nice and generous with a squeeze of lemon, although lemon works well if you want that fishy flavor as well. Instead of dill, which I would add if I was trying to go for a mock tuna, I'm gonna add some fresh parsley that came right out of the church herb garden. So I'm gonna mix that up. You could also throw that into the blender or processor if you want it more fine. This is imitation chicken stock, and it's gonna help give it that faux chicken flavor if that's what you're missing, or you want to try and fool some carnivores in your family. A nice generous sprinkle of salt. I like to use pink Himalayan sea salt. And then if you're making this totally plant-based and vegan, you can use some hummus thinned down as your dressing, or you might want to find some vegan mayonnaise. I'm vegetarian, not vegan and I love mayo. I think it's part of my German heritage that I can't shake. Love eggs, so I'm gonna use a good generous 1 to 2 tablespoons of a mayonnaise as my dressing, along with some mustard and pepper. So we're gonna do a good generous squeeze of mustard and a nice helping of freshly ground, this is Pottencherry peppercorns all the way from India. So once we get that all incorporated and well mixed, you can cover this and keep it in the fridge for up to 5 days. It also is great for picnics if you keep it in a cooler bag with an ice pack, especially if you haven't used egg-based mayonnaise. It's even more picnic friendly. You don't have to worry so much about keeping that dressing chilled. And there you have it. If you want to be gluten-free or low carb, you can simply scoop it onto a piece of lettuce and eat it as a lettuce wrap. I like to stuff it into pita pockets with some lettuce and carrot for that extra fresh crunch. And the pickles in there, I know are gonna give it that kind of tangy appeal. There you have it. That's our mock chicken salad made with chickpeas and soaked sunflower seeds. So you're getting your protein and a ton of great vitamins and minerals. Super filling because of the fiber, super healthy because of those living nutrients.